Last night, 7 Democratic presidential candidates made their case on the debate stage. The smaller stage yielded some feisty confrontations. We'll have some reactions from the debate spin room to share with you. I'm Julia Manchester in for Jamal Simmons, and this is why you should care. The last debate of the year, and for the decade for that matter, gave us a few heated exchanges between the 2020 candidates. One of the more notable exchanges was between South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg and Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren. Warren criticized Buttigieg over courting big donor dollars.
Most of the people on the stage run a traditional campaign, and that means going back and forth from coast to coast to rich people and people who can put up $5,000 or more in order to have a picture taken, in order to have a conversation, and in order maybe to be considered to be an ambassador.
We're in the fight of our lives right now. Donald Trump and his allies have made it abundantly clear that they will stop at nothing, not even foreign interference, to hold on to power. They've already put together more than $300 million. This is our chance. This is our only chance to defeat Donald Trump. And we shouldn't try to do it with one hand tied behind our back.
The mayor just recently had a fundraiser that was held in a wine cave full of crystals and served $900 a bottle wine. Think about who comes to that.
According to Forbes magazine, I am literally the only person on this stage who's not a millionaire or a billionaire. So if this is important, this is the problem with issuing purity tests you cannot yourself pass.
Meanwhile, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders and maybe his most lively debate performance of the primary season added some fuel to the fire.
Now, there's a real competition going on up here. My good friend Joe, and he is a good friend, he's received contributions from 44 billionaires. Pete, on the other hand, is trailing. Pete, you only got 39 billionaires contributing. So, Pete, we look forward to you. I know you're an energetic guy and a competitive guy, to see if you could take on Joe on that issue.
My colleague Jamal Simmons caught up with Bernie Sanders' national co-chair Nina Turner for some post-debate reaction.
As long as you get my shirt, peacewinecave.com. We bringing it.
Oh, so y'all came ready. Y'all came ready to play.
Just like our senator did on that stage.
All right, Nina. We just finished the 6th debate here in Los Angeles. What did you think about how Senator Sanders did?
He dropped the mic in all kinds of ways. Again, the 6th debate, all wrapped around an agenda that Senator Sanders built in 2015. But more importantly, the senator showed that he has been consistent, #roll the tape, in terms of money, that his only special interest, there was some billionaire rumbling up in there.
There was.
Senator made it very clear that he has taken $0 from billionaires. There's no other candidate in this race. And then, the Mr. Buttigieg had a wine cave that he did his thing. So I'm encouraging people to go to PetesWineCave.com so that they can donate to the real people's champion, that's Senator Bernard Sanders. But also when it comes to the person who is best able, who is the total antithesis of President Trump, that is Senator Bernard Sanders.
The subject of big donors wasn't the only thing to get a crowd reaction. Moderators confronted the elephant in the room of having only one candidate of color on the debate stage, entrepreneur Andrew Yang. The question was directed to Yang and then to Senator Bernie Sanders.
It's both an honor and disappointment to be the lone candidate of color on the stage tonight. The question is, why am I the lone candidate of color on this stage? Fewer than 5% of Americans donate to political campaigns. You know what you need to donate to political campaigns? Disposable income. The way we fix this is we take Martin Luther King's message of a guaranteed minimum income, a freedom dividend of $1,000 a month for all Americans. I guarantee if we had a freedom dividend of $1,000 a month, I would not be the only candidate of color on this stage tonight.
Sanders, I do want to put the same question to you, Senator Sanders. What message do you think?
I will answer that question, but I wanted to get back to the issue of climate change for a moment, because I do believe this is the existential issue.
Senator, with all respect, this question is about race. Can you answer the question as it was asked?
I certainly can. Because people of color, in fact, are going to be the people suffering most if we do not deal with climate change.
there were no African Americans, Latinos on that stage tonight. The first question went to Yang. The second question went to Bernie Sanders. It seemed like he didn't really want to answer the question that was asked to him, though.
No, he answered the question. Look, let the DNC answer the question. That's their question to answer. They set the rules. The rules were set. If candidates in the beginning didn't like those rules, they should have said something then. However, let me put a however on that. As a black woman in America, I do understand how hard it is in politics to be on those stages, to raise that kind of money. The DNC needs to answer those types of questions. Whether or not just bantying people of color about is enough, or are you going to make some real investments to make sure that black candidates, brown candidates, and other candidates of color can really stay in this game to the end? So the DNC needs to answer that question. Back to my candidate, though.
Right, because you do need black and brown candidates to be on the stage, talk about black and brown issues?
No, well, ooh, you almost got me to say something. Let me
Say
say
it.
this. We need white folks, we need all folks to care about the issues that hurt African American community, other communities of color. It can't just be the black people carrying the burden of race. It can't be just black people carrying the burdens of class. We need some conscious-minded white folks on that stage. I submit that Senator Sanders is one of those conscious-minded folks. Hashtag roll the tape, check the receipts. He is the only one who's been a champion for justice all of his life.
We can expect the candidates to continue to ramp up campaign efforts as Super Tuesday approaches, and we'll be sure to follow closely here at Hill TV. Until then, tune in next week for more of Why You Should Care. See you next time.
Thanks for watching Hill TV on YouTube. Be sure to click subscribe and hit the bell so you know when we post new videos, and head to thehill.com for all the latest political news.